Welcome to the webinar. I'm Beatrice Lam, the Field Marketing Manager for Barracuda MSP APAC. Today we have Luke Smith, he's our Regional Account Director, and he'll be your presenter today. This webinar should take around 40 minutes. If you have any questions, please submit them in the Q&A panel and we'll go through them at the end as per usual. On that note, I'll pass it over to Luke.
Thank you, Beatrice, and thank you everybody for joining us today. Really do appreciate taking the time out of your busy days to join us and learn more about what we're offering. So what's in store for the next 40 minutes? We're going to talk a little bit about the cybersecurity threat landscape in ANZ and highlights from our MSP business report in 2021. Also going to cover off the 3 pillars to become a security-centric MSP. And we also want to chat to you about why using a multi-layered protection strategy is so crucial to safeguard your MSP and your customers. And we'll also cover off some resources. And at the end, we'll have a Q&A session where we'll be able to answer any of those questions. So to kick it off, let's talk a little bit about the cybersecurity threat landscape in ANZ and some of the new information that's been available to us via the new reports. So scam losses reported by business increased by 260% in 2020 to 18 million from 5 million in 2019. We're still seeing false billing and phishing scams as being the most reports made by business. These scams typically involve a request for payment for a service or an item that wasn't ordered, or a scammer diverting money by impersonating the attendant recipient of the payment. Now, talking about the scam reports by business size, we still are seeing micro and small businesses are receiving the largest number of scam reports, with the majority originating from false billing, phishing, and identity theft. Larger businesses experience the highest losses, with the most reported category being phishing. Business email compromise is still one of the top 3 scams causing the most financial harm to Australians in 2020. Combined losses for business email compromise scams totaled 128 million in 2020. And this information is a combination of various reports such as from the ACCC, ScamWatch, and even bank reporting from our 4 big banks here in Australia. ScamWatch alone received around 1,300 reports in 2020 with over 14 million in losses. And this is compared to approximately 900 reports with 5 million in losses in 2019. I'm sure plenty of us in this room here would love to see that sort of growth appear in our business over 1 year. So the top 2 sources of breaches under the notifiable data breach scheme are listed here below for you, so you can get an idea. So the first one is malicious or criminal attacks, including cyber incidents. It remains the leading source of data breaches and accounts for over 58% of all notifications to this resource. And data breaches resulting from human error actually accounted for 38% of all notifications, which is up 18% from 173 notifications to 204. So we haven't forgotten our friends across the ditch. We also wanted to share with you a little bit of information about some of these incidents that are impacting organisations in New Zealand as well. Very similar market to Australia. So phishing and credential harvesting is one of the most reported incident types to CERT New Zealand, and it makes up over 46% of all incident reports. Scams and fraud and unauthorised access have increased significantly as well since Q4 2020 by 50% and 100% respectively. And just recently, CERT New Zealand identified almost 500 vulnerable Microsoft Exchange email servers and over 100 compromised email servers. The majority of these compromised mail servers belongs to small business. I think we need to start looking at the changes in these attack methods that the bad actors are using. We're seeing more and more of our smaller customers affected, and I believe that these guys are hunting out the low-hanging fruit. So the customers of ours who may not be spending any money on their cybersecurity, or also believe that they won't be affected by anything that does happen. So how we can help you there and how we can help you work with your customers is we do have our Barracuda email threat scanner. It's a complimentary email threat scanner that can help you, the MSP, detect latent threats, including ransomware and phishing attacks that are hiding in your customer's Office 365 mailboxes. We'll cover a little bit more on this detail later on. We have also released some rebrandable content for our partners that highlights the change of the scams and the activities in the previous year. So watch your inboxes or reach out to us after this call if you'd like to utilize these resources for marketing efforts to educate your customers on what's going on out there in the market. And as I mentioned, we also want to give you some of the key findings from the evolving landscape of the MSP Business Report 2021. For some of you who may remember, we run this report every year. It's run through thousands of Barracuda partners from all our various different geographic areas. And what we've found is that the majority of things affecting MSPs in Australia are the same things that are affecting MSP partners in the US and throughout Europe as well. So we've seen that increasing security concerns and a growing remote workforce are driving the need for third-party service providers. 80% of our respondents felt overall security was a significant business opportunity, but leading the field was remote work, which 90% saw as a lucrative opportunity to increase their revenue. We're also finding that many MSPs are growing their services portfolio. 59% of respondents said they expanded their services portfolio in the past 12 months. Security is now becoming the top driver to services for these partners. This year, security concerns were listed as the main driver behind SMBs adopting managed services, followed by the increasingly complexity of the IT. In 2020, we found that this was the opposite. Security services are becoming increasingly important for MSPs. 5 security-based services, endpoint security, email security, network security, server security, and endpoint monitoring all made it to the top 5 services in 2021. This is 1 more than in 2020 and 4 more than in 2019. And we're still seeing that the hybrid approach is still popular, but we're seeing that services are accounting for more business growth. 59% of our respondents said they expect their services to account for 50% or more of their revenue this year, and another 39% saying they expect to generate up to 50% of their overall business profits through these services. If you'd like to learn more about what we discovered in this report, we do have a free ebook you can download. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. We'll be happy to pass it on to you, and that delves in more into detail about what our partners are seeing worldwide. I guess the other thing we need to start looking at, which is something that's happened just recently, is that we're seeing that it's not just SMBs that are getting hit with these attacks, but MSPs are becoming victims as well. Many hackers these days are getting access via employees. It's cheaper and easier to hack in via an employee's account than to try and go through the business mainframe to get access. Only in July this year, several Australian MSPs and their customers were affected by a ransomware attack from a vendor's on-premise software. We believe to be successful, MSPs need to transform themselves to be more security-centric. And what does security-centric mean? These are the service providers who focus on providing comprehensive managed security offerings to their customers, while simultaneously growing their business opportunities by offering these services. And we believe there are 3 pillars a security-centric MSP needs to apply. MSP's business, you need to apply the first pillar, which is an MSP business is optimized to detect, prevent, and remediate threats. The second pillar is that you offer multi-layer protection for all your users, data, and devices. And the third one we think is really important is that an MSP continuously assesses and improves their client security posture, as well as looking at their own. A security-centric MSP needs to apply a security lens on their internal operations, their service delivery, processes, and obviously look into their comprehensive multi-layered security services offerings to ensure that it's going to meet their customers and their business's goals to be protected against this heightened cyber threat landscape at the moment. You will need to provide continuous evaluation of the customer's security posture, proactively address security gaps, and provide protection for their data, devices, and the employees of the customers. You also need to be able to create this as a repeatable process that allows you to review their security processes easily, continuously assess their security posture of both the clients and yourselves, and address those security gaps quickly that we discover during those security assessments and apply them. We believe you need to have a repeatable process of review, assess, address, and then protect. You need to offer a multi-layer protection for those users' data and devices, as we discussed. Where are the risks located for you and your customers? What might happen if the risk results in a successful attack on you or your customers? And what information can be stolen? At this point, you need to work on layering in a security solution. You don't need to be just regularly addressing their security vulnerabilities. You need to be looking at things such as their endpoint security, email security, and in-user training, to even threat hunting. You'll deploy these services over time within these customers. You'll find that you'll be continually assessing these periodically to understand if there's any improvements that you can offer in their security posture, as well as where to focus on next. We find this cycle repeats and will never change over time as threats continue to morph. We believe that having a multi-layered security stack is really here to help protect you in all aspects of your business. And as we discussed, MSPs continually assess and improves its client security posture. So you can do that through security reporting. And these assessments are really valuable as they provide a baseline for you of where your customer started on that journey with you. And they enable you to have an educated discussion about the threats and risks that you're seeing in their organization. And then you can have a discussion about how that's best going to fit for them and what risks they want to protect and what they consider not to want to protect. We also must need to remember that users need to be reminded that they are the weakest link. We've all got used to opening emails that have come in over the years from many various locations. I guess an email I saw very recently was every email should be treated as a hostile threat now. We've seen a change in the way the bad attackers are attacking our customers, and the fact that email is a safe medium to discuss is no longer there anymore. Once again, we've got another white paper. So we've released this step-by-step guide to help MSPs with their security journey. And in this document, it actually delves into a lot more of the points that we've covered on that recent slide. We didn't want to bore you with every bits and pieces today. So, feel free to download that at a suitable time for you and your team. Here's where we come in. We have security-centric products that can be layered on top of each other to help protect you and your SMBs. So let's start at the top of that stack with the Barracuda's Managed Workplace. So for those of you who may not be aware of our products, Barracuda has a remote monitoring and management tool, or our RMM tool. Some of the great things about this product is it has a built-in site security assessment, which will help you identify those vulnerabilities and obviously build sales opportunities within your customer base. These products monitor and manage devices, applications, and more. We have task automation and patch management built in. So we can offer you thousands of software updates and patches from over 100 different vendors. We can automate and help you reduce the vulnerabilities by running these reports without actually having any human interaction as well. We have other services as the RMM that we can add on. So we have a managed antivirus, we have deployment managers, and we also have another multi-layered antivirus solution to protect your customers' employees, networks, and devices. As with all products, we offer centralized reporting, which means that you can supply that information to your customers and make them aware of the work that you've been doing on their infrastructure. We have bolt-on services with NOC, where we offer 24/7 monitoring and management that also has around-the-clock technicians available to ensure that the network stays available for your clients and has the uptime that you need. And then the last piece of the puzzle is we also have a help desk, which offers flexible end-user support and can help you grow your business. So if you have a customer who requires 24/7 support in various remote locations and your business is a 9 to 5, you can partner with Barracuda and we can help assist you in being able to offer those services to your customers. The next layer, if you haven't already experienced it, we're seeing that email-borne risks are an increasingly growing threat to your network users and data. What we want you to think about is, why are you just securing just the gateway at the moment when there's much better solutions out there to help protect your customers from the bad actors and the bad information that we're seeing through? So how can an organization defend against an ever-expanding onslaught of email security threats? We believe it requires a true multi-layered email protection strategy. This starts with the mailbox. Whether you're on a cloud service like Office 365 or G Suite, or even on on-prem or in a hybrid configuration, the defenses are the same. The gateway is just as important as ever, so make sure that you have inbound and outbound security deployed, which includes traditional signature defenses and advanced techniques like sandboxing. Also think about securing yourself against accidental and malicious data loss with encryption and DLP. And remember that you're going to need to archive important emails for compliance and or storage reasons, depending upon the business. On top of that, we also need to ensure resiliency with backup to recover from accidental or malicious deletion of data, and a continuity service to ensure that critical emails can still get sent even during an outage. To stop the attacks that bypass the gateway, Barracuda uses artificial intelligence to predict how likely an email is to be from the person it purports to be from. And then the other thing is we also offer DMARC reporting available on the product as well, which can help you ensure that bad actors aren't sending spam and phishing emails using your domain and brand. So it's all about protecting you and your customers' brand and name. And the last line of defense against email that comes in is through personal accounts. It's critical to turn your users from a liability into an asset. Phishing simulation and training makes your executives resilient and makes them aware of the current threats that are out there, and obviously gives them that heightened sense of being aware of what emails are coming in and making sure that they're following the steps. Let's talk about your customers' email ecosystems. So Barracuda Essentials for MSP has 3 different solutions that you can either purchase individually or as part of a package. The first solution we're going to focus on is the email security and the advanced threat protection. We offer customers advanced protection from email-borne threats, whether they're using Office 365, Microsoft Exchange, or G Suite. We believe you shouldn't settle for a default security that could leave your customers vulnerable. Things like advanced threat protection stops attacks whether they've been aging like a fine wine, causing headaches for a few years, or if it's being seen for the first time. And we do that without relying on signatures. One of the newest products we have is Barracuda Sentinel. As I mentioned before, Sentinel uses artificial intelligence to stop spear phishing attacks. We find that gateway defenses usually miss these types of attacks that come in without a payload or a malicious attachment. And how we do it via Sentinel is by applying machine learning techniques to build a model of what a good email from a specific user is likely to look like. You might ask why this is important to you. It means that important emails get through when they're supposed to, while spear phishing attacks get stopped in their tracks. We also have an intuitive wizard to help you easily set up your DMARC, like I mentioned before. DMARC is a protocol that allows you to monitor emails sent from a customer's domain. The last thing we want to do is have our customer's domain being used by these bad actors and then obviously damaging their brand. And the last piece of the puzzle is Barracuda's managed phish line. This is a piece of the puzzle that offers end user email security awareness and training. So we do this slightly different to many of our competitors. We actually offer pre-configured email security awareness campaigns that we deliver on the MSP's behalf. And then we actually collate all the information in the back end and then supply you with a report that's re-brandable once a month that outlines what testing has gone on, who's clicked on those links, who's attended the training, and all the various information you need, which you can then rebrand and pass back to your customers. We find it's increasingly important that when we do go into these situations with Phishline, that you do have a management buy-in on this to ensure that the actual end user push through that training and are aware of how important it is to the business. As we mentioned earlier, the great sales tool that we have is the Barracuda Email Threat Scanner. The scanner is a free tool to help managed service providers detect email threats such as spear phishing, conversation hijacking, and service impersonation, among others within your customer's current Office 365 tenancy. With this tool, we actually scan back 12 months, and what we'll find is any of these things that we identify will actually still be residing in that Office 365 tenancy, meaning if anybody decided to click on that email or interact with that email, there's a very good chance that that malicious attack could actually be turned on and could cause trouble for you and your customers. So just to give you an idea about the figures on the email threat scan, in 2020, 4,550 organizations used Barracuda's email threat scanner to scan 2.6 million unique mailboxes. In there, we found 2 million unique different attacks. On average, we find that 512 attacks are found per organization. We find that 14% of all mailboxes had at least one email attack detected that has appeared in the last 12 months. And 59% of these threats detected were phishing scams. The second most common threat type we detected was scamming at 39%. Next is extortion at 9%, and followed by business email compromise attacks at 8%. We tend to find that business email compromise attacks are less prevalent, but cybercriminals tend to send these types of attacks in smaller volumes because they are highly personalized. They leverage information from LinkedIn and Google searches to actually target the individual. So what's in it for the MSP? By using the email threat scan, it'll help you identify gaps. Each scan provides a report on the attacks found inside the Microsoft Office 365 Exchange, as well as information about at-risk domains and employees. This will help you as an MSP to identify gaps in your customers' existing email protection and assess their email security vulnerabilities, such as at-risk domains and employees. It's a powerful tool to help you upsell and demonstrate value as well. By demonstrating the threats or the attacks that are currently existing in your customer's Office 365 tenancy, it does show the value of the product and what we can help you avoid. And lastly, but not leastly, there's no cost to the MSP. You don't even need to be a Barracuda MSP customer to be able to run this. And you can run this scan unlimited amount of times for free with either or any of your customers. All you need access to is their global admin password, and that'll give you the ability to run that. As we all know, we are seeing that partners and customers have to face the collapse of the network perimeter. So everybody, including you, should be asking about where applications are going to reside in a few years from now. We have some really powerful networking and security products available, and I'm not going to bore you with information on all of them, so I'll just give you a little bit of feedback on all of them. So the first one we're going to start with is Barracuda Content Shield. It delivers a powerful web threat protection and content filtering solution for MSPs. We power it by our extensive threat intelligence network, and Barracuda Content Shield helps protect users from malicious sites and inappropriate content, keeping your customers' businesses safer and their employees more productive. With more than 90 URL categories, Content Shield does more than just protect your customers from malicious websites. It also ensures that you're protecting your employees from accessing sites that would violate the company's policies, norms, and standards as well. The next on the list is we have Barracuda's CloudGen Firewall. It's a powerful turnkey solution that provides robust protection to secure multiple customer networks from advanced threats, all from one centralized management console. We have integrated WAN optimization, which can help you increase system availability for your customers while keeping your administrative time and operation costs low. Our Firewall Control Center allows you to create pre-configured templates for easy rollout. It also gives you access to all information about security deployments in real time, and you can easily generate reports on one or all of your firewall units to supply customers as well. The last product we have there is Barracuda WAF, which has an easy to set up 5-step wizard. It's pre-configured to protect against most of the OWASP top 10 risks. It has a very flexible configuration for fine tuning. We offer unlimited unmetered DDoS protection, and we also include an automated vulnerability identification and remediation product, meaning less work for you and more uptime for your customers. We obviously are certified with ICSA Labs and Azure certified, and we also are classified as an AWS Advanced Technology Partner with this product. So this product is available in various different platforms. We mainly offer it as a service, but we do have physical, virtual, or cloud-hosted products available depending upon what your requirements are. I believe we have something that'll fit all your customers' requirements. It's just a matter of letting us know what you need. The next question we have for you is data. Where will that be in a few years? As we all know, data is the lifeblood of the business and grows exponentially year on year as more of us add more and more data to our businesses. Wanted to talk a little bit about Barracuda's backup appliance. It's available as an all-in-one physical appliance or as a virtual appliance, and it's great for MSPs who are wanting to leverage existing storage and compute infrastructures. It does offer an appliance-based solution if that's what your clients are after, and it also has a very flexible solution for protecting a variety of IT and application environments. So for those of you who have clients who don't want a physical appliance on site, there's no worries. We have a software-based product as well, which is Barracuda Intronus Backup. This software-only BDR solution is designed to accelerate the growth of your managed services business. It's built specifically for MSPs around a centralized management portal. The solution enables you to protect, recover, and restore customers' files, folders, emails, applications, and servers, both locally and in the cloud. It's completely rebrandable at no extra cost. This solution empowers you to develop brand equity and loyalty, and as well has the capability to integrate with the top RMM and PSA tools in the industry as well for your management. So how does it all fit together? Our most successful partners are growing their business with the help by focusing on 3 core functions. Firstly, they create the service offerings for Barracuda's MSP product portfolio, which offers multi-layered security and data protection products to their customers. Then with our purpose-built MSP platform, you can manage, provision, and deliver these services profitably. And I guess finally, the most important thing is we give you the ability to demonstrate the value to customers with you having the ability to use threat and activity level reporting. This will always help you answer the question from your customers about what did you do for them last month or last quarter. But what makes working with Barracuda MSP so different, you ask? It starts with our MSP pricing model. There are no big upfront costs with any of our appliances or services, and we charge you, the MSP, monthly, just like your clients, which really helps you with setting that bottom line and making sure that you are making a profit on these services that you're offering. As well, you will only be working with our 100% channel-only team. Our team has been focused on the MSP industry for almost 20 years. We are here for you. And lastly, but not leastly, I think our flexibility really allows you to pick and choose which products are the best fit for you and your clients. This allows you to put their needs first and know that you have the best products in the industry to offer them. Barracuda MSP offers easy to use security solutions, as I mentioned, that are built for MSPs with multi-tenant management capabilities and platforms. It's available as a monthly subscription, and it's ensured to help you as a security-centric MSP can thrive and grow in today's business environment. And as we say, we just don't say that we have a partner-first approach. We do whatever we can to understand what you need from your vendors. As a partner, you'll get exclusive access to Barracuda's MSP Insiders. It's home of the partner community and forum, and the new home of the partner toolkit, which is packed with sales and marketing enablement materials, where you'll be able to find re-brandable presentations, email campaigns, and various other collateral pieces. Just remember, because we're constantly enhancing this platform, the partner toolkit and insider activities, the rewards get refreshed regularly. Our partners also have access to the Barracuda Campus, which is a portal which contains a lot of contains a searchable knowledge base, which will enable you to offer fast troubleshooting and resolution. It also has self-service certification and training curriculum for your technicians and your sales reps alike. And you'll also find that there's a plethora of onboarding materials which are also housed in the Barracuda Campus, such as email templates to help you with project planning, and even email templates to help you with project implementation for when you're doing any of these projects with your customers. From the time of onboarding and beyond, we are committed to our partner success. You'll find that you'll have a dedicated partner success manager and account manager to help ensure that you are positioned for that success. And we have an exclusive community open to all partners, which is a great resource for education, trading, best practices, and even just networking with your peers. So what do I think are the next steps that you should all run through? So we'll just go through them quickly here for you all. I definitely think if you haven't run an email threat scan, you should definitely do that in the next 24 to 48 hours. As I've mentioned, it's a great tool. We find many of our customers use this on a daily or weekly occurrence. And I do find that my more progressive customers who have had significant increases in business over the last 12 months do run that email threat scan report multiple times a week. So if you're not running it, you're not sharing that information with your customers, now might be the time. There's no better way to walk in and actually have content and information that you know is true and factual to start these conversations about your customer's security posture. Download the reports and the white papers. We make these available for free to all of our customers. We feel it's important that you have a measure of what's happening, especially with the landscape of MSPs. And obviously we try to include any sort of relevant information that we can to assist you guys in migrating or improving the services that you currently offer out to your customers. Now, the other thing is it's also a great time to make good use of the rebrandable content we have available. You know, customers are all locked up at home. It's a great opportunity. If you can't get them on the phone, can't get out to see them physically on site, keep in touch via email. Keep your brand in front of them. Make them aware that, you know, you're offering additional information, you know, such as threat vector information. You're just not there to do printer installs or, you know, set up a Office 365 tenancy. There's a lot more value you can offer them. If any of these products have shown a bit of interest to you, I definitely recommend booking a demo with our sales engineer, Matt Caffrey. We do make available NFR licenses, so you can use these internally within your organization, obviously to complete a proof of concept to ensure that the products and services we have will meet with your satisfaction and your customer satisfaction as well. And lastly, but not leastly, if you would like to learn more about it from a sales point of view, I'm always available. Feel free to book a call with me, phone me, email me, send smoke signals. More than happy to respond and help. There are some other links here just for you guys as well. So we do still have Barracuda's MSP resources page available. Don't forget about Barracuda Security Insight. We have this available. This is the live information and feeds coming from our devices We update all of our endpoints every 15 minutes via the Barracuda CSI Security Insight Network. And it also gives you values as well about where we're seeing the threats come in. Probably the most interesting thing, I'm sure plenty of you have heard me say this before, was I started with Barracuda about 2 years ago, and I hope you can see it on that little screen there, but it shows you the various different threat vectors coming through, and you'll see that there's a total, email, web, and networks. Probably the key thing we've seen change in the last 12 months, especially since last February, was prior to this, the email threat vector was always around about 70% of those numbers coming through, but we were seeing web and network attacks fairly high up. What we are starting to see now is that 94% of most attacks are coming in via email, and we're seeing a diminishing amount of attacks being placed on web and networks. And lastly, but not leastly, Smarter MSP includes important information about different services you can offer, different technology you can look into. And I feel it's just a great way for you guys to be able to network, learn more about what your peers are doing, and also be able to give you guys a bit of a thought process about whether those services might be something suitable that you want to look into yourselves as well. And on that note, I've actually come in a little bit quicker. So I guess I just want to check if anybody had any questions at all.
Great, thank you, Luke, for all the information you presented just now. So let's spend some time and go through the questions from our audience. Are you ready?
Yep.
The first question is from Victor. What are the types of layer products involved? Oh, actually, Victor asked this right before you cover our product slide. Victor, if you need more details on a specific product, do let us know. And the next question is from Larry. Does your RMM include help desk?
Rightio. So the RMM component we have comes with various different levels. So you can purchase just our remote management tool, which will just give you the ability to review your customers' requirements. But we do have some add-ons that we can add in depending upon what your requirements are. So we can obviously add in our endpoint security, so our email, our endpoint security for machines. We have an advanced patching software, which will allow you to patch over 1,000 different products, not just your Windows products. We have a NOC service, which is a bolt-on where we can actually do some remediation work on those threats that we discover through the RMM. And then the last component, our help desk, can be bolted on as well, as required. Now, the key thing to remember is with these products, you don't have to have them deployed across your whole RMM deployment. You can just deploy them across the customers that require those additional services.
Right. Thank you, Luke. And next question is from Ben. Once you run the email threat scan, how soon the report becomes available?
Yeah, Ben, it really does depend on the email or the size of the customer. We find most email threat scans are completed within 4 hours. But obviously, if you have a much larger customer, lots of mailboxes and lots of data, we can find that it can go anywhere up to a day. We do actually have at the top of the email threat scan website, when you log in, a little table that'll actually show you how far that scan has progressed, and you will actually be notified once the actual information has been completed and the report has been compiled. We do make the report available in a couple of different flavors for you. So there's a website where you can view the information really easily. We have an option where you can actually send a one-time link to your customer if you want to share it over a web meeting and wanted them to have the documentation in front of them. And we have the third option where you can actually generate it as a PDF, so you can send it out or apply and stick it in, maybe your offering that you're sending out to your client as well.
Thank you. We do have a couple of questions on pricing, so we'll get in touch with you guys after the webinar. And next question is from Simon. What is your onboarding process?
No, that's fine. So basically, the first thing we like to do with new prospects is have a quick chat about, what troubles or what challenges they're seeing in their current space. From there, we generally will give them a little bit of information about our products, and we normally then lead them into a meeting with Matt Caffrey, our sales engineer. Matt will normally spend an hour with you or your team, and we'll actually give you an overview of the graphical, how the product works. We'll show you the tools that you can use, and we'll also cover off any questions or technical questions you might have about deployments. If you feel at that point that the product's something that you want to look further into, we'll arrange some NFR licenses for you to trial that product internally to complete a proof of concept. One of the key differentiators I think we offer compared to our competitors in this space is on signing up for an NFR license, we will actually make Matt available for an hour with you and your team. and we'll actually help you get that set up correctly for you right then and there. We'll lead you through the best practices, and obviously, share any information with the technicians or people on that call on how to provision, manage, and work through the solution. We find generally within 2 to 3 weeks after that, we generally find a discussion around pricing, and then hopefully the partner on boards with us. So I do think we have a long process, but we do try to make sure that we meet all the requirements all the way. We want you to, from that demo, we want you to be sure that the product is what you need. We don't want to go wasting your time deploying products that may not be the right fit. So that's why we give you that early insight into what the product looks like.
Thanks for that, Luke. And last questions from Andy. Where can I see a demo of Barracuda Essentials?
Very easy, Andy. I'll send you an email with a link to book a time with Matt. For any of you who are still on the call and would like to get that organised as well, there is a link there, which is a bit.ly demo.mat, and that'll actually give you access to his calendar, and you'll be able to see what time he's free and book a time that's suitable for you to be able to join him for that chat.
Thank you. And a couple of people asking for the email thread. Scanner link. Can you bring back up that slide, Luke?
Just 1 second.
Awesome, you're almost there.
Got to find a quicker way of doing this. Scans at the bottom, barracudamsp.com free scan. As I mentioned, set up your account. It will actually allow you to do multiple scans on multiple clients via the one account and actually keep all of those records there available for you. If you have any questions around the privacy of the information, feel free to reach forward. We do have a sheet that actually guidelines what we keep and what we don't. Basically, the scan is run. We then destruct the information from the scan. The only information that's kept is the relevant information that's used for the reports. And the information that's kept is we don't keep all of it. We just keep the information we need to be able to highlight it in the report. If you actually click into the report, you'll get a short synopsis of what that email was. But to actually view that email in full, you will have to actually go in via the Office 365 tenancy to view that.
Great. That was all the questions that we have. And one last thing, it would be much appreciated if you can leave some feedback in the survey. It should pop up once you exit the webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact any one of us. We hope you found the content useful. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.